product is for companies that get lots of reorders, whether it be a product or a service that comes in via purchase orders. Those orders often come into an email inbox, and then somebody has to manage that email queue and manually key in sales orders into NetSuite. This is time consuming. It delays shipments, and it's error prone. This sales order automation solution for NetSuite eliminates all of that. Every single time a customer sends in a purchase order via email, it automatically flows into the queue. The AI model built into this solution extracts structures, organizes, and exports the data into a NetSuite sales order so that the end user doesn't have to do any manual data entry. As soon as the PO hits their email, it's ready for review and approval in NetSuite. So let's jump in and take a look at that. So right here on the dashboard, we've got incoming purchase orders to be processed. So these are your customer purchase orders. The NetSuite sales order automation solution extracted them from your email and already pre-coded them. It's actually going to give you some visibility into how it's able to do this. So it's telling you right off the bat that it worked. It's very confident that it has selected the proper customer based on custom attribute information, and it's telling you the method that it used to extract the customer information from NetSuite. It has pre-validated all the information that it is coding into a sales order before it even happens. The end user just selects process on a given order. NetSuite shows you the side-by-side view of the PDF that was extracted from your customer's email here on the left and compares it to a pre-coded sales order record here on the right. There's also this show hide feature to allow you to have more real estate if you need it. As you can see, the customer name matches. You review these things side by side. You can see things like class, location, department are all already pre-coded. Down at the line level, all of the items associated with this already have come through. The quantities match, the item descriptions are in the item master in NetSuite, so you don't have to key anything in. It also extracts the rates from the customer's purchase order. Obviously, you've got your extrapolated amount here as well. You can include any level of default line level coding, whether it be department, class, location, or any custom segment that you might have. There's this sub-tab here for the solution, so if you want to override any of the line level coding, maybe instead of a shirt, this is a hat, you can select your custom segment, one value override here. Same thing with any of these. Suppose I want to change this from branch 1 to branch 2. Simple, right? It's alleviating the user data entry at the line level so that users don't have to click through potentially hundreds of sales orders and waste hours doing this. It's also doing things like pulling over ship to and billing addresses as you'd expect. It validates customers based on a series of rules, whether it be tax ID or if it can do a match on billing, bill to, or ship to. It's going through a series of rules to make sure that it's extracting the right customer. The other cool thing about this, if I wanted to bring anything over from this PDF into the sales order, I could just select the field and then highlight the text that I want to bring over into that field, so then I do not have to key in that stuff manually. From there, you're just validating and you're clicking save. And now the sales order that's now at the warehouse ready to be fulfilled. So the other thing that I want to show is the manual upload. Let's say you don't get the PO via email. Maybe you don't have a common email inbox that everybody sends things to. You have the ability to upload a purchase order or a file manually. And then this ends up in that queue on the dashboard. It runs through its validation and then shows up in the to be processed queue. That's it. It's that simple. I have some other examples that were uploaded and it couldn't find the customer or item. Maybe you don't want to key anything in manually, so you're going to reject that entire purchase order and then repeat the process after retraining the model or something like that. So yeah, there's process, reject, and it gives you visibility into status. Yes, so everything that you see here is displayed via staging record. So it has a custom record called sales order staging, And all of this information is brought into that record either by the header level text fields or JSON. So if we were to reject any of these, the status of that staging record would be the status of rejected, and this would not move forward into a sales order. Implementation for this solution is fairly quick. The solution is delivered as an app. There's some light setup around domain configuration and subsidiary level configuration. The main configuration is really quick, really simple. Essentially, there are just a few preferences that you need to select. So, do you want to see the split screen view on edit or do you not? There's also an option to hide a split screen and display it on demand. And then from the subsidiary level, this is really where you're going to include many of your default settings. So for subsidiary A, you might want to code things to a certain department, class, or location. For subsidiary B, you might want to code things to a different one. Your customers aren't going to be sending dimension level coding on their purchase orders, right? So it gives you the ability to select default sales order settings, coding settings for department, class, location, and then custom segments that you might already have in your instance. And then also price level. So let's say that you don't necessarily just want to allow the rate that your customer put on their purchase order to flow through to the sales order rate. Let's say you wanted to do a validation and look this up against a customer's group pricing or the customer's item-specific pricing, or even do a price level override. It allows for that as well. So at the transaction level, you could do a price level override and select the price. That will flow all the way back to the rate field. Let's say the PO you don't get as a PDF, but you just get it as the body of the email. So the answer is yes. Yes, it can do that, and it can be tailored to the company's needs. It's worth noting that the major differentiator here is that the AI auto-learning of the PO is very different from other OCR tools. If you've ever used any OCR tools, either for AP or AR, a lot of times you have to map all of your bills to your POs. Then it'll work going forward, right? So yes, this solution uses OCR to capture the data, but the AI actually is the thing that reads the new PO from the customer and says, hey, I think all of the fields that you need are in these positions on the form, and auto-learns it. As a part of the implementation, the model is trained for you on your customer POs. But if you onboard a new customer and for whatever reason it didn't pick up everything correctly initially, maybe someone gives you this crazy PO, maybe the words are going from the top to the bottom, something like that, and it doesn't read it, then you would just reach out for support and get that PO trained for you. There is an API in progress that will allow you to train on your own within the NetSuite user interface. This solution was designed so there doesn't need to be any unique model per setup, but there are certain companies that have very unique item master record setups in NetSuite, and so in that case there's some light modification that could be done on their workflow to make sure that the solution is accommodating for the uniqueness in their item master setup. And that's all for the sales order automation solution for NetSuite.